Hi, and welcome to the first episode of the Gyrl Podcast. I am Kyra Mitchell-Lewis, the founder of Gyrl, and your host for this podcast. Gyrl is an organization whose sole purpose is to connect women and provide all of you with resources and tips to help you achieve purpose and balance in your life. And this podcast is just another way for us to connect to you. So just imagine we're all girlfriends hanging out, sharing stories, and supporting each other in our journeys. We are here to help each other glow up in every aspect of our lives. So this is our first episode, and I'm so happy to be here with you. Let me give you a little background on my journey to Glow Up Gyrl. So I consider myself to be a serial entrepreneur and have tried quite a few side hustles along the way. I also have an everyday job where I work as a marketing professional. Last year I started what would become my very own glow up journey. I was getting up early, staying up late, working long hours, and putting a lot of pressure on myself to do everything and not let anyone down. Well, in July of 2019, I was at a crossroad. I had to figure out how I was going to gain balance in my life. I've been looking at therapists in the area and trying to determine if therapy was right for me. And I thank God on my first try, I found the best therapist in the world. Shout out to Dr. Corey. And it started the journey to find balance for me. It's been about 10 months, and I can say I've established better boundaries that help me to prioritize and that help me with the guilt that I used to feel when I would put myself first. Now, I'm not saying that, those things no longer exist. I'm still a work in progress and looking to evolve, but I can definitely say that I see a brighter road ahead. So in January, I started to think about how could I give this feeling to other women? I wanted to find a way to connect women to resources and other women who could give them tips and help them to figure out, how to be successful in their venture to find balance or purpose in their lives, or even women who are entrepreneurs looking just to get some feedback from someone else who has a successful business of their own. So I heard this voice in my head as I was sitting at my kitchen table that said, glow up. And so I was like, glow up. And I started to think about the many meanings of, the word and the phrase glowing up. So obviously, you can Google it and there are a ton of memes around people glowing up. But for me, it really just stood out as a way to think about glowing up, not only on the outside, but just internal. And what glow up means to me is living a balanced life and feeling peace and joy all the time. So I softly launched Glow Up Gyrl in early March and was working towards a physical event here in Atlanta in May. But then coronavirus landed and changed all of our lives. So I decided to shift and I started to work on the blog and to really just blog about my feelings during the pandemic. But over the last couple of weeks, I kept hearing the word podcast. And I thought, you know what? Why not? I wanted to really find a way to connect to other women who may be on similar journeys, who may be looking for other women to provide them with tips and resources and just someone to tell a story that may be similar to yours. So I thought, why not? Let's do this. So don't worry, you won't have to listen to me every week with a long rant. I really just wanted to give you all some background into my story and why Glow Up Gyrl is important to me and why I decided to launch this community. I hope to be able to share the stories of other women with you who are working towards achieving their own balance and purpose, and also women who are entrepreneurs who can share tips on how they started their business and where they are, and just help us all evolve as we grow each day. So who knows, ladies, if we'll keep this format or if we switch it up. Anyone who knows me knows that I am not afraid to try something and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, then hey, we'll try again, right? So with that being said, let's sit back and enjoy and get this show on the road. Are you ready to start a podcast but don't know where to start? Well, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you why. It's free. There's an easy creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be easily heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome back to the Gyrl Podcast. I'm Kyra, your host. So before we head into our Glow Getter of the Week segment, I really would like to give a big shout out to all the essential workers out there, from the medical professionals showing up every day to those shopping, delivering groceries, packages, and supplies to us. I just cannot thank you all enough for showing up for our country during these uncertain times. Welcome back to the Gyrl Podcast. I'm Kyra. So if you're looking to find us online, you can visit www.glowupgirl, that's GYRL.com. And also you can link over to our social channels and follow us. Our next segment is near and dear to my heart. It's the Glow Getter of the Week. This segment focuses on a woman who is not only transforming her life, but she is working to transform the lives of others as well. We're excited to be joined by our first ever Glow Getter of the Week. So join me in welcoming Lauren Nelson. Hey, good morning, Lauren.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I cannot complain. It's Saturday and it's beautiful outside. So, hey.
I love
it. It's gonna be warm today, so hey.
Right?
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, everybody, we are joined by our first ever Glow Getter of the Week, Lauren Nelson. She's the founder and owner of Lauren Nelson Wellness, and Lauren works to help women reframe their stories, which I love that, and can't wait for her to tell you about it. She touches both mental and physical health, and on top of all that, she is a super mom to two boys, Nolan and Nash, and also wife as well. So, Lauren, thank you for joining us. How are you doing this morning?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I am so excited to be here. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be on your podcast with you and see everything that you're doing for women. I am doing wonderful this morning. Like you said, it is beautiful. It's a Saturday morning. I get to do this with you, and I'm just so excited to be here.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful compliment. I mean, guys, Lauren has an infectious
personality, and she is just always a super positive person. We all know that life happens and people are going through things, but I think that you have always been someone that has balanced. I think you always appreciate and have gratitude for just life in itself. So I think that is definitely something that people can grab onto, from you.
Yes. I definitely will say that I have always tried to be a positive person. That's certainly not to say that I haven't had hardships or really gone through some really difficult times in my life, but I just feel like there's always something good, right? There's always something good that is out there that you can see. And if you focus on the good, that's what you will see. And I also believe that what you focus on is what you get back. So if you are giving out and you are focusing on good, good will be returned to you. And so, there have been times where it's been hard. There are some days that it is harder to focus on the good, but it is still there. And if you do, some days the only thing that you might see that's good is, okay, the sun is out.
Right.
And you know what? That's okay, because the more that you look and the more you focus and the more you practice looking towards the good, the easier it'll become. And it's those small things that really make a huge difference in your life and your mindset.
Oh, I know. You know what? I think that is a great, segue into one of the questions, I want to ask you first is really, these are, we're dealing with what seems, to be uncertain times and not normal for a lot of people right now. So what are you doing during this time to, just sort of how are you coping? What are you doing with your family? How are you just maintaining your mental, sanity right now?
Ooh, well, some days are better than others. But really, in the beginning, I think this is such an unprecedented time. And I think it's really the uncertainty, the not knowing of what is to come. When will we get back to our normal? I say in air quotes. So what I really have focused on doing is trying to maintain my routine, trying to maintain the routine that I had when before this all happened. I wake up in the morning and I practice my gratitude. I write down just a few things that I am grateful for. And it could be something as small as I am grateful for a good night's sleep. I am grateful that there is food in my pantry. I am grateful for this comfy couch I'm sitting on, right? Just small things that I focus on. And then I say a prayer. I listen to some positive affirmations to get my mind right. Meditation, breathing exercises. I have struggled with anxiety, just like side note, I've struggled with anxiety most of my life. So obviously when this all happened, my anxiety went up. And so I really just hunkered down into that morning routine of meditating, of practicing gratitude. And then I move my body. I sweat. Exercise just makes me feel better. It's a way to get my fears out, to get the stress out, to get my body moving, and to get me in a better frame of mind. And so I have kept to that practice every single day, even on the days that I was feeling super anxious and I didn't want to get up and I didn't want to do any of those things. I didn't want to get off the couch. I still did them because I knew that the outcome of it was what I wanted, right? I wanted that feeling of how I feel when I'm done with that. And that's what kept me going. So trying to maintain that routine that I had as closely as I can in this new time, right? Yes.
And how have you incorporated that into, with your family?
So actually, it's really been a lot of fun because now let me tell you, my husband is not one that is down for moving his body all the time. But
I live with one of those, so I know.
Okay, so you understand. So he has participated. We've done. I love it when my kids Most of the time I try and wake up earlier than them so that I can get all of this quiet time to myself and do my morning process by myself. But that doesn't always happen. And so when my kids wake up, they notice me working out all the time. I don't hide it from them. I don't kick them out of the room because I want to show them what I do. And they participate. And, not every workout at home is going to be the best workout. Sometimes you have to press pause to get your son a snack, right? Sometimes
Right.
that has to happen. But overall, they like to incorporate it. And my older son, Nolan, he has gym class. So we actually do a workout together for his gym. Sometimes we'll go outside and, get some fresh air, but they know that this is such a part of my life now that they love it when they come downstairs and I'm working out. My son will pick up some weights. Nash, I was doing a boxing workout the other day and I see him, he's got his bottle in one hand and he's trying to punch the air with the other hand. And it's just, and so it's fun, but really I definitely have had to adjust the times that I do it, because not so much for the workout portion, but for my morning practice, I like to have some quiet time, right? To get my mind centered on how I want my day to go, how I want to show up for myself, how I want to show up for my clients, how I want to show up for my family. So that time that I use in the morning before everybody wakes up, that's my most sacred time. And it does involve setting my alarm early.
What time do you rise? When do you get up?
Before, when I was actually going into an office, I was waking up at 5:00. And now I wake up at 5:45. So I still wake up a little bit early, but I don't have to get all of this done before I wake I was waking my son up at 6:00 to get ready for school. So now I have a little bit of grace period, and I will tell you, I am not a morning person. I was not a morning person.
Really?
No.
You would never know.
Oh, well, thank you. No, I was not. This has all been definitely a process for me, a learning process. You ask my husband, I was the queen of the snooze button. I mean, I would set my alarm and then snooze for at least an hour. So having to learn and reshape all of that, and actually reshape the story that I told myself that I can't get up early. I'm not a morning person. I don't do mornings, because now that is my favorite time of the day. My favorite time of the day.
Yeah. There's nothing better than just, you have that quiet time. You can read, pray, get your, I love what you said when you establish how you're going to show up for not only you, but for your clients and your family. And I think that that's so important, because so many people don't do that. So many people just get up. And like you said, a lot of people are, they're getting up with 5 minutes to spare. Yes. Even working from home, there are people that are just getting up in enough time to brush their teeth, wash their face, and go sit at their computer. And I think that setting that standard in the morning as to how I'm going to attack this day is so key.
Yes, absolutely. And I also, if we're going to talk about mornings, because I feel like mornings are so important. One of the other things that I had a really bad habit of when I was in my snooze days was immediately checking social media, immediately checking my emails, because then that sets the day off that I'm worried about what everybody else is doing, what everybody else needs from me. And I have learned to get up. I don't check my emails. I don't check my social media. I take care of me first, and then I let the world in.
Yeah.
And it is, I used to wake up and I would be late and I would be rushing and I would be scattered and crazy, and I would, be checking my emails while I'm trying to get ready, and I would just automatically feel stressed at the beginning of the day. And that's not really the best way to feel when you wake up. Because if you
Right.
start your day stressed, woof, it is
Yeah,
hard
that's
to get in a better
how it's
frame of
gonna
mind.
go. Yeah, and especially when dealing with anxiety.
Yes.
I mean, that is like,
Yes.
whoa, because you can wake up and there can already be like 5 emails from
Yes.
somebody who was working at night and just like,
Yes, exactly. And
sending
you
them out.
immediately feel like you're behind. And that sends you in that spiral of like, oh my gosh, I haven't done enough. I'm behind. I'm late. I need to hurry up. I need to get better. And it's definitely it's definitely not the best way to start a day.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Now I'm right there with you.
Yes.
So now, that was actually one of the things I really wanted to, hear from you is how you start your morning. So obviously you're getting up, and then when you get into, let's talk about Lauren Nelson Wellness.
Yes.
And let's talk about what you're doing for women, and what does your day look like, and how did you get here? I really just want women to understand your journey and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's so much, and I'm so excited. So I will try not to just like ramble on forever, because I really I could talk about this forever. But so I'll start with how I started. So I was a mom of 2 boys. I have a 10-and-a-half-year-old and a now 2-year-old. Married, had a beautiful, life on the outside. I've got a lovely home, great job. And I had just had my second baby, and I was struggling. I didn't realize that I was actually struggling with postpartum anxiety. I've dealt with anxiety my entire life. So to me, it was just normal, right? And it wasn't presenting the way that you hear other people tell you that postpartum presents itself. And so I was just silently struggling. I thought I was doing the best I could, but I did not recognize myself mentally. I didn't recognize myself emotionally. I didn't recognize myself physically. And I just was in this state of kind of silent despair. And I knew that something was going on. I didn't know really how to get out of it. I had been trying to do all of the things that, the magazines tell you to do, and I was just failing miserably. And I just felt like I was failing as a wife. I was failing as a new mom. I was failing as a mom for my son. And I just felt like a shell. And I knew I needed to change that. And so, to me, the easiest way that I could change it was, I knew that I needed to get moving, because I had gone through periods in the past of my life where I was really athletic, and I always knew that during those times was when I felt the best, mentally and physically. So, but I had been trying to do it by myself, and with a new baby, oh my goodness, I just couldn't get it together. And so, I couldn't find that consistency. So I would do something, and then for a week straight, I would say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm too tired. And then I saw my neighbor, and I watched her on Instagram, and I had met her a few times in person, and she was just like crushing it in her garage every morning, doing these workouts, and her kids were in the garage with her, and they were happy, and she was happy. And I was like, that's what I want for my life. I want to be happy, and I want happy children. And so finally one day I just reached out to her, and I said, what are you doing? Please tell me, please help me. And that's really how I got started. She helped me get a fitness program, and she helped me get a nutrition program. And she brought me into this community of women that were just so incredibly supportive of one another. And finally, after a few days, of course, it was a struggle to just get started. And I was like, I had all the excuses, right? I don't have time. I'm a new mom. I just can't do this. And she's like, give yourself 30 minutes for you in your day. And I promise you. And so I did. I just stuck with it, even on the days I didn't want to. And I came back to life. I mean, the women in this community helped me come back to life. My husband started to notice. I noticed I wasn't snapping at my son. I had more energy to stay awake during the day. And really, it was just one of those things where it was like, gosh, I feel amazing. I feel like me again. And it wasn't even about the weight loss per se. It was just that I felt like I had been walking around in this fog, and the fog had cleared. And so that, to me, I was like, I want to help other people do this. I know how much this has helped me, and I need to help other people. I need to help other people get out of their fog, get out of their rut. Because as women, we are all going and going and going, and we want to be the best moms, and we want to be the best wives, and we want to be the best bosses and employees, and we want to be the best, and we give and give and give to everybody. And it comes to a point where we forget to give to ourselves.
Right.
And one of the best analogies I have ever heard is there's a vase, right? And as a mom, you're the vase, and you want to pour onto everybody else. So you have water in your vase, and you tip over the water to pour out to everybody else. And eventually you are left as an empty vase.
Yeah. No, I can.
But if you,
definitely.
But if you pour into yourself, you will just overflow onto everybody else. And to me, that was just such a life-changing analogy. Like, if I pour into me, I can then pour into everything I want to pour into. Right. And that, that's so like changed the game for me. So I started to make myself a priority. And, I think a lot of times women struggle making themselves a priority. They feel like it's selfish. They feel like they won't be, taking time to themselves takes away from other things. But you're reframing your mind to say, listen, I am worth it. And when I pour into myself, I can show up so much better for everything else in my life. Right. Then you are also doing everybody else, a greater service by pouring into yourself.
Yeah, because they're getting the best version of you.
Exactly. And when you show up as the best version of you, you show up better in every aspect of your entire life. So that was just a huge change for me. And it was a huge way of a mind shift change to look at these kind of things. And I thought, there are other women out there that are struggling just like I'm struggling, and I want to help them. And that's how it all started. And it's been just such an amazing journey. And I'm so grateful for this path that my life has led me down. This is never, ever in a million years where I thought I would be doing. Like, my mind is blown right now just sitting on this podcast talking to you. Like, I'm so grateful.
No, I mean, I think that's so amazing. I mean, it's one of those things to hear you speak about your journey, and to, just as a woman myself who struggles with, maintaining that balance, and, and definitely focusing and prioritizing myself.
Yes.
For years, just always out there, just doing for others, whether it's work, friends, family, but never quite making the time for myself. And like you said, I mean, we often feel guilty if, like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this for this person, it's definitely the establishment of boundaries and being able to, say no sometimes when you need to.
Yes.
So this is, I mean, I definitely think that, what you're doing, we definitely need. I mean, I know a lot of people who struggle with the same things.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm working through those same things. So, if with your program, how does that work? How does one get going, with you to start that process?
Yeah. So the way that I love to do it is I love connecting with women. Like I need to pinch myself now that my job now is connecting with women, right? That is my job.
Mm-hmm.
My job is connecting with women and helping them to be the best versions of themselves. And that is like mind-blowingly exciting for me.
Yeah.
But really it's just a connection. And then I love to talk to women about their goals, right? Some of them, so my program, just a little back, my program focuses on fitness and nutrition and mindset. And that's where a lot of people, anybody could go to the gym or work out at home. There's beautiful resources at your fingertips, at everybody's fingertips. And they are wonderful, but I don't feel like it's a total package, right? Because if you're not working on your mindset, nothing else is going to fall into place. If you keep telling yourself that you can't show up for yourself, or that you don't deserve it, or that you don't deserve to spend time on yourself or spend any money on yourself, or that it's selfish, right? If you don't reframe those stories in your mind, or that you always fail, if you don't reframe those stories, you're going to stay exactly where you are. And so mindset is like such a huge part of our process and personal development, personal growth, because if you're not growing, you're dying. And so growing in your mind. So we focus on mindset, we focus on fitness, and we focus on nutrition. And then my job, as amazing as it is to help you stay accountable and to cheer you on and to help you reach and exceed your goals. And so I love to connect with women. I talk to them about what they want to achieve, what they want their goals are. And it's not just a weight loss goal, right? I like to get deeper than that, because if you just want to lose 5 pounds, okay, that's great. We can absolutely do that. But that's not going to really help you show up on the days that you don't want to show up, right? So we need to get deeper into, why do you want to do that? Is it going to make you feel more confident, more comfortable in your skin? And so we get deeper into the why, because when the why is strong, the how shows up, right? Like if you know why you're doing it, you will know how, and you will show up for the how. It'll help you on those hard days. And so we focus into that, and then we'll set you up on a fitness program that works for you, that is not taking up hours and hours of your day, because let's face it, none of us have time for that. Even in the quarantine, like we don't have time to be spending hours and hours on our fitness. So it's like quick, fun, efficient workouts. We have a nutrition program that talks about fueling your body, that we do not do deprivation. There is no eliminating of things, because life is to be enjoyed, right? Like, I don't want to go through a life without bread or pizza or wine. And, it's sustainable. This program it's about living and making this part of your everyday life, right? It's about reframing your thoughts about nutrition and exercise. A lot of people are like, oh, I had this pizza, so now I have to work out even harder to get it off.
Right.
That's not this. It should be an enjoyment. Fitness is a blessing. Moving your body is a blessing every day that you get to do that. You get to get up and you get to move, and you're healthy and happy. So it's really just reframing your whole mind, and the whole program overall, we're going to cheer you on so that you can reframe your mind, reframe your body, reframe your relationship with food, and you have a whole crew of women to do it with.
And that is definitely one of the things I love about, just watching you and seeing you on Instagram is I love that sense of community and
Yes.
support, because it is amazing. And I just have to ask about the karaoke, because those are pretty fun, and it looks like everybody's having a really good time. So
gosh.
is this something you came up with? How, where did this come from?
Yeah, so it's actually, it's called Mom Crack Karaoke, but it's certainly not crack.
Right.
So I drink this pre-workout, and it is amazing, right? We call it everything. We call it Mom Crack. We call it go-go juice. We call it everything, because it gives you that pep in your step. I drink it in the afternoons when I'm going down a little bit. But so this music for me is everything. And I, sometimes in the morning, it used to be on my commutes to work before I even started all of this, that if I needed to get in a good mood, I would just turn up some tunes and just sing and dance in my car. And I'm sure people in traffic were like, what is wrong with that woman? But I didn't care, because it just made me feel so good and happy. And it just jacked up my mood. And so music has always done that for me. And what better way to start off your morning with a good little dance party? So while I'm drinking my pre-workout, getting ready to sweat for 30 minutes, I love to turn on a song and sing and dance to it. And it just kind of became this thing that, as a community, as a crew, as our crew, we all do it in the morning, and it's just a blast, right? And it's hilarious, and it allows you to be creative and fun, and you're dancing around in your room. And I'll tell anybody, if you are in a mood, go put on your favorite song and sing and dance, and you will change your mood. If you move your body while you listen to a song, you change your mood. And so it's just the best way to start my day. And if I've gotten a lot of compliments, a lot of people that follow me, and they say, my son watches your karaoke, or my daughter loves it, or, it just makes me happy. And honestly, to hear that it makes other people happy, like, I know what joy that it brings me, but to share it and have other people say, it just makes me happy when I see you doing that, like, that gives me life, right?
Oh yeah. It is definitely infectious, because I know the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, what is happening here? But I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I know that I like this. So it definitely, but I definitely agree with you. I think you said something that was very key about your programming, your approach to wellness, is that you're creating something that's sustainable. Yes. And I think that, when you find something, that's sustainable and works for you, then it just becomes the norm.
Yes.
It's not like, oh my God, I've got to get up and work out in the morning, or, oh, I can't eat this, or, if I had this, that means I've got to run 88 laps to just work off the calories from this pizza. But like you said, it's not about just losing weight, or, it's about creating a lifestyle.
Yes.
It's sustainable, where, if I stopped and had ice cream today, so what?
Yes.
That's life. I'm going to enjoy this ice cream today. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to keep it moving. So I definitely think that, between just the approach to, the mindset, and, and getting this sustainable plan in the community, because I think that is where, at the heart of it, it's this community that you built.
Absolutely.
And women supporting other women is so amazing.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and completely. If you go have some ice cream, you better enjoy every dang bite of that ice cream, and then keep it moving. Like, keep it moving. It is a life. Yes, this whole program is about. It really is about enjoying your life that much more, and being healthy allows you to enjoy your life that much more. It gives you the energy to keep up with your kids. It gives you the confidence to show up at work better, and you show up in your personal life better. I mean, it just changes every aspect. And that's why I say, a lot of people, I don't even ask them about their weight, right? Because that's not even what it's about. That may be why some people start, but that is certainly not why they stick around and stay. I mean, don't get me wrong. If that's your goal, we'll crush it, right? Like we're going to crush that goal for you. This program has helped me lose over 50 pounds. So, but it's so much more than that. So that's why I don't really like to focus on that. That's not my main focus whatsoever, because having it change someone's confidence and having someone say to me, I feel so much better in my own skin, right? Like that is so powerful to me. Like I was confident enough to go ask for a raise that I know I deserve. That's what I love to hear. So yes.
That is amazing. And by now, I'm sure anybody who's listening is wondering, well, how do I get started? How do I find you?
Oh, yes. Well, and I am working on a website. So I am an amazing coach, but technology is not my strong suit. So, so it's taking a little longer than I would like to get my website up, but I am going to have a website. But right now you can find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at LaurenNelson_wellness. And on Facebook, you can find me at Lauren Nelson Wellness. Yes.
Well, that is so fantastic. I mean, I am just blown away by you and your offering to women. I mean, I think it's so needed, and it's really great, and what one of my final questions for you is, I love how you get your day started.
Yes.
I love how you spend the day, but how do you end your night?
When I crawl into bed, I literally just say, thank you. It is just one of those things where it's like, thank you for this day. And my husband always giggles at me because I always say, thank you for my comfortable bed. I say, I love my pillows. I love my bed. Thank you for this day. And it really is just, I think, appreciating everything is the key, right? Appreciating is something as what somebody would think is insignificant as your pillows, right? But I think ending the day, I start my day with appreciation and I end my day with appreciation. And I think it just is so powerful when you can really see all the gratitude, all the blessings in your life, that it just changes everything for you. So I end my day with just saying thank you.
Awesome. No, I mean, I think that is fantastic. I mean, I myself have a gratitude jar. So I like to write, what I'm thankful for that day, whether it's something that's good that happened, something like that was bad that I've learned a lesson from. But I think it's just so key to appreciate and be, like you said, gracious for all the things that happen in your life, and not just the things that make you feel, really good all the time. So, wow, Lauren, it has been a real pleasure having you here on our first podcast for Glow Up Girl. And also, so thank you
for wonderful. Thank you.
Joining me. I know this won't be the last time we hear from you, because trust me, I will be reaching and saying, hey, you got any tips? Help us.
Absolutely. But, I am in for all of it. And can I tell you, I am so proud of you. Like, this is amazing what you are doing. So thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, and definitely see, some more opportunities for us to, partner, together and just help, keeping, women, to put themselves first, and, giving them the tools and the resources they need to do that. So again, like I said, I can't thank you enough. And, Lauren Nelson Wellness, guys, look her up, find her, we'll tag her on our social media, and so you guys can find her. But you're doing amazing things, and we appreciate you. And good luck.
Thank you so much. I love this. Thank you so much, honey.
Keep rocking out to your mom crack karaoke, because We love that.
Oh, I will. I take requests.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Thanks,
Thank
Lauren.
you.
And we'll be right back, guys.
And we're back. Thank you again to Lauren Nelson, owner of Lauren Nelson Wellness, for joining us this week. And a big thank you to all of you who have taken a chance on a new podcast. I hope you'll join us again. Learn more about us over at www.glowupgirl.com and feel free to drop us a comment, feedback, or nominate a Glow Getter of the Week. Before we go, I'd like to leave you with what I like to call Glowspiration. Enjoy where you are today. We are all here in this moment for a reason. Use this time to reflect and come out of this as a better version of you. Until next time, stay focused, fabulous, and glow up.